Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm JSimLady and this is a Sims 4 speed build. So we're doing another apartment today, and after working on Penny Pizzazz's very colorful apartment, I decided I needed some more spaces that were not as expensive. So the last couple, actually just Pennies, I was not being charged. I don't know how or why that happened, but I was not being charged for the upgrades and the stuff I was putting in her apartment and whatnot. So I went all out for her, right? In the beater apartment, I was being charged, so I had to stay within their budget. But they had a fairly good sized budget, so I was able to do quite a bit for their apartment. And that got me thinking, I'm not doing enough starter places in this save file. There are gonna be very few places for Sims fresh out of CAS to live in this particular save file, and so I need to do something about that. And this is the apartment right across the hall from Penny's. It was, as you saw at the beginning, a starter apartment already. It gave very much starter apartment vibes. It was not great. I just felt like it was too much in too small of a space. And also, as a starter apartment, I kind of wanted it to be a single bedroom. I feel like we need more one bedroom spaces in this save file. We also need more 3 and 4 bedroom spaces in this save file. I tend to default to 2 bedroom spaces a lot. I don't know why, but I just do. And so I need to change that up a little bit. And I thought, this apartment is actually really small, and it's one of the most perfect apartments to do this little, like, open one bedroom deal, especially with the way the windows are set up. So that's why I ultimately ended up leaving it open with just like a partition wall there. Another thing that would have looked cool there was using a half wall, but at a really like tall height, so that there was just a minimal gap at the top. And I may yet go back in and add that before the final version of this save file. I have been doing that, by the way. I have been going back to older builds that I've done in the save file as I've learned more and newer and different techniques, and as I've changed sort of my style and what I like over time, because I've been working on this save file for a while now. I've gone back to older builds and added little things here and there, and I'm thinking maybe sometime soon I should do a video kind of giving a rundown of where the save file is at so far, and listing all of the builds that you can get for it now on the gallery, if that's something that people are interested in. But the updated version of the builds I will probably hold off and only have in the actual like full save file. I do also go back and change things for newer packs as well. Adding new plants to a room, changing the plants that are in a room, or the kitchen clutter, or the pictures on the wall, or the rugs, little things like that, just so that you can't tell where I last worked on that build at. So the save file is truly an all packs save file, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've been kind of doing that a little bit here and there with some of the builds as well. Not all of them, but some of them. So yeah, I definitely think we should do a video kind of overviewing where the save file is at thus far. So back to this apartment. Obviously, it's aimed at a single sim, a single person. Because, well, I guess it could be a couple too. But in my head, it was a single person who really likes movies, was like a big movie buff, and they really enjoy, like, I don't know, maybe all things having to do with film production and stuff like that. Hence all the movie posters and things like that they have in their apartment. And I also thought, I've been using a lot of reds, pinks, oranges, warm toned things lately in a lot of my builds. It's time to use some cooler toned stuff. Oh, another thing I do often do is I go through all the builds in the save file and add anything I may have forgotten that just add little touches of realism, like, I don't know, a rug in the bathroom if I forgot one, or a towel holder in the bathroom. I don't know why I'm stuck on bathrooms because we're looking at the bathroom right now, but fire or smoke detectors in the kitchen, for instance. I often forget those. So smoke detectors in the kitchen, thermostats, wherever. I do go back sometimes or frequently, I should say, and add those back in. Hampers, for instance, which I'm adding right now, I will go back in and add. I do want to build a laundromat somewhere, but should it be a businesses and hobbies laundromat with like an apartment upstairs, or should it just be its own space? Anyways, this was a quick one because it's a starter apartment and I wanted to keep it as cheap as possible. So we're pretty much done with the speed build portion and we can now get into the walkthrough. Okay, as you can see, we're having some issues here. I don't even know what that thing is. What is that? That's weird looking. Anyways, we're obviously having some issues here, but this is Penny Pizzazza's apartment over here. You can't see it because we're in this one right now, so it's not loaded in. But this is the apartment that I worked on this time, and oh my god, this is so annoying. Let's go sort of from a top-down view. So you walk in, and the first thing you're greeted with is the kitchen and like a pantry cupboard that can also be used to store like coats or whatever, just like a pantry closet slash, I don't know, storage area, I guess. And then we have the living room and dining space over here. Again, a movie buff, so they really enjoy having movie posters around. I thought that would be cool. Over here is the bedroom space. This building is really bad for these glitches, like really bad. I don't know why this particular building, but anyways, we have the bedroom space here with a little computer area. I don't typically like putting bedrooms where the majority of the big windows are at, but in this apartment it kind of felt necessary because of where the door is at and the way the door opens up, and you can't flip that. So I felt like it would be better to walk into a kitchen rather than walk into a couple of walls. So that's why I put the bedroom over here where I typically wouldn't do it otherwise. Plus, I feel like it gave me the perfect excuse to have an open bedroom with no doorway and just, whoops, wrong button, have everything connected. You know what I mean? So I like the looks of that. If we had a ceiling that was showing up properly, I like the looks of having an open kind of apartment like that. And then, of course, we have the bathroom. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just your typical bathroom with partial weird ceiling issues. So, yeah, hopefully this building is not giving you as much trouble in your game as it's been giving me. But yeah, hopefully you also enjoyed this little starter single sim apartment. And I guess that's it for this one. That was really annoying, so we're gonna get out of there. If you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying this series, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to comment and like. And if you're feeling really up to it, you could even hit that subscribe button. If you do, I very much appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.